So you went out to San Francisco to play Nintendo Labo?
Yeah.
What is that?
This is for the video watchers. This is my certificate of completion that I did their Labo training or something.
Did they have like? Did they
I just
have
wanted to
cutesy...
display it so you guys know that I'm an expert.
Oh,
I think is what I'm going for.
Good. Okay, so you went out to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And did they call it the lab? Any like cute presentation? It was just a cluster.
It was at an art gallery, and they didn't have like a cute name for it or anything. But they kind of had us set up, and they walked us through like all three of the elements of Labo, like the creating, the customizing, and then the actual like playing with
Destroying.
them. I did try to do a little bit of destroying, but they didn't for some reason they didn't set that aside as a separate part of the event. I don't know why.
Most importantly, though, you weren't going there and assembling by yourself.
No.
This is interesting. You finally had an excuse to rope in your daughter.
That's right. Yeah, my daughter came with me, and she helped me play with Labo, I guess you could say. And when Nintendo offered, they're like, "Do you want to bring your kid?" I thought they were like half kidding. Like I was like, "I guess."
Turns
sure.
out they were full kidding.
Yeah. So she was probably the youngest there, and then there were like maybe like 6 or 7 other kids there.
This is the one example, one time where I want you to talk about your daughter. So how old is she?
She is 6.
Okay, and
Yeah.
what did she think of playing with Labo? Was it too complicated for her?
No. So the first thing we did is we built the RC car, which is like, let me see if I can describe these. You've seen them in the commercials and stuff. It almost looks like a bug with like a bunch of legs, and you put the 2 Joy-Cons on each side of it. So we built that first, and that was like the simplest one.
Okay.
And all she wanted to do was color it. Like that's all she wanted to do. Like she put it together, and I helped her a little bit, but mostly she did it on her own because it was simple enough. The instructions are cool. I like them because it's basically you're watching like a video of how to put it together.
Yeah.
But if there's like a next and a back button, but if you kind of slide the next button over, like stretch the button out on the touchscreen, it actually fast forwards, which is nice because it has like literally every step where it's like fold each crease, like pop it out of the thing, fold each crease. And the first time you do it, you do kind of go step by step, but I pretty quickly figured out it's like, oh, I just have to fold everything. I have to pre-fold everything. So it was nice that you could fast forward pretty easily.
Did it give you like a Lego level of satisfaction to put that stuff together?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's comparable. Like especially when I got into like the RC car was really simple, and it was like just a couple of folds and then a couple of slots in, and that one took like, I don't know, like 10, 15 minutes or something like that. And then they had all kinds of pens and pencils and like googly eyes and feathers and stuff. So all the kids were super into like really creating it. Like I wasn't.
that stuff doesn't come with the kits though, right?
No, but they are going to sell like, I was asking about this.
No.
They're going to sell like creative kits. And I asked, are there going to be like Nintendo branded markers in there? And they said no. That it wouldn't have markers, but it will have like tape and stickers and stuff like that. And and I don't even know if it's going to have like Nintendo stickers in it.
Well, in the images they released, they definitely had examples where it's like Wario's eyes, Mario's eyes, Inkling eyes.
Okay.
So it's like very
that stuff
lightly
will be
Nintendo
in there.
themed.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Would you have felt really uncomfortable if you wouldn't have brought your daughter and you're just like sitting cross-legged on a floor, like putting sparkles and stickers on a bunch of cardboard?
I probably would have. Like, it was nice that she just went full-on coloring mode. Like, I didn't. I really. I was very clever, and I wrote the word "customized" on my RC car, and everyone
Kyle
thought that was
sarcasm.
hilarious.
Oh, what a hoot! Okay, RC car specifically.
Yes.
I've watched all those Labo videos. I think they're endlessly fascinating. They released like a batch of 3.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago. You should really watch the variety video because it is the most bat-ass thing I've ever seen in my life, just how many things this thing is capable of.
Yeah.
But the RC car in particular, how is it moving? It vibrates with the Joy-Con, but how does that propel it forward?
I mean, I don't know how physics work necessarily, but I mean, I think it's as simple as like the left side vibrates and that moves the left side, and the right side vibrates and that moves the right side. And if you press both buttons, that moves forward together.
It moves the wheels?
No,
somehow?
it just vibrates the legs. And
Why
that's
isn't it
enough to move
vibrating
forward.
backwards?
I don't know how physics work. I don't know.
Wait, does it have wheels on it?
No, it's just.
Why are you calling it a car?
That's what they call it. It's an RC car, is what they're calling it.
Okay.
It's the RC car Labo.
It can go backwards if you put it on a downward slope.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It can also fly.
That's
if you
how
chuck
physics
it.
works.
But then, and the other, so that's like neat. Like that's just a nice little showcase of how it works. But then, like there was like a button on the screen where it kind of like it opened a panel, and there were all kinds of more options. And the IR camera actually becomes a display, and like it feeds the display to the screen. So and it's like night vision basically.
That's sweet.
So you can Like it was weird that they suggested this to all the kids, but they were like, "Yeah, you guys could use it like a night vision camera to spy on your parents at night."
Watch them sleep. It'll be funny.
Yeah, maybe
Those
don't
are
do
kind
that.
of the kind of toys Tony Stark made when he was like 6.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So
I'm very excited about that camera. So at any point you can bring up the IR camera on the
yeah.
thing.
And then what will come in the pack too is like these little, just like one folded stand that you can put up that has a little like piece of reflective tape on it, and you can tell that RC car to just chase that dot. And like what you can do is
put
like,
it on the cat.
honestly, yeah. So like what they were doing, like let's say the RC car was on one side of a table and we had the reflective tape on the other side. What they were doing is like they would cover it with their hand and the thing would stop, and they would move their hand and the thing would move forward.
How fast does it go?
Oh, I don't know.
100 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was like light speed. It's not very fast, but like so. That was cool. Like that, there's all these like weird little things that it can do that
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of.
Well, for example, like in that video I was talking about, they were talking about the piano, which
Yeah.
seems like one of the more complicated builds you could do.
which we didn't get to make, which I was
Oh,
disappointed
no.
by. Yeah.
It probably would have taken 3 hours to
Well,
put together.
quickly, the other thing that we got to make was the fishing rod.
Oh, yeah.
And they gave us the kits, which was like 6 sheets of cardboard, and they even told us up front, they're like, you're not going to be able to finish this.
Really?
And it gives you like a time estimation on the tutorial, and it said like an hour and a half for that one.
cow.
Yeah. But they said you could do it faster. Like that's just if you watch the whole tutorial at normal speed and kind of be very methodical about it.
Right, but the speedrunning community is going to go nuts on that.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. But you were asking about the piano.
The piano, well, just in that variety kit, you're talking about the weird little things that it can do. They were explaining so many things. They're like, oh, you can install a grandpa filter, so everything sounds like an old grandpa when you press any keys. Also, you can cut out any piece of cardboard in any waveform shape you want, and the piano will play that as a piece of audio.
What?
It's crazy. So yeah,
don't know.
The piano's cool. It's nuts, like how it works. Like because like so the way it works is there's the keys and the IR camera is looking at it from the back. So it almost acts as like a little tripod. And then there's like a little cardboard piece that it's like a knob that you can just take out and put other knobs into it. And like they had ones that were like a traditional piano sound, like cat noises and stuff like that. And yeah, and then there's the slot in the top where you can cut shapes and put it in there, and the IR camera on the controller will scan it. And the way we used it there was it scanned it and it like used the form that you cut out to create a fish. And then you could put the fish in the fishing game and try to catch it, which is weird. And then the other one, the one that kind of blew my mind, which was like just a great example of like, oh, I had no idea that the Switch could even do this, is they had set up just a regular cardboard box and cut a hole in it, and then they put the blue or left Joy-Con on top of the box, and they had an acoustic mode for the piano. And what you would do is you would play keys on the piano, and it would vibrate the controller at different pitches. And they had the box set up there that was just laying on top of the box to sort of amplify the sound of the controller vibrating at different pitches.
So you can turn a cardboard box into a speaker thanks to a Joy-Con.
Yes.
What the is happening?
Super weird.
This is witchcraft.
It is.
Is cardboard one of the like greatest technological advancements of humankind?
Well,
Is that
you
what's happening?
forget the information age. We're now officially in the cardboard,
cardboard
age
age.
of
Yeah.
human
Oh my
existence.
I mean, that was the thing that just kind of blew me away about it, was just how toy-like it is. Like, I don't know how much of a game it's going to be. Like, I played the fishing game and it worked well, but I
Kinda
don't
like mediocre mini games.
What'd
just-
you catch?
I don't know. I don't even remember. It was
Black bass?
Nintendo assured me it was the biggest
Salmon?
one that had been
The
caught
flu?
all day, though.
Quite the fishing story, Kyle.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I
No,
caught.
I don't remember what kind of fish it was, but the thing that I'm getting at is like I don't know how deep that game goes. Like you can catch fish, you can keep the fish that you catch in an aquarium, but I don't think you're going to be like unlocking hooks or like,
Beards.
Yeah, it's all, and it's more, and and it really makes it feel more like a toy, which isn't a bad thing. It's just more of like this weird creative toy that does things that you don't expect it to be able to do,
You talked about trying to break it. Like, how is it easy to break? Like,
It was more
hard to break.
It was more durable than I thought it would.
Sure.
Be. 'Cause,
Okay.
Like there's pieces that you just throw away that are like little scraps, and I did ask if I could take one of those, and they said no.
It's cardboard.
Yeah,
We don't want you
just
to
put
learn
it
their
in your
secret.
hair.
I know. I should have just taken
Swapped
some.
out.
But like I tried to tear it, and I was able to tear it, but it took more effort than I thought.
And
it
you're a
would.
wimpy ass
You're
wiener.
really weak.
That's right. Yeah. That was my takeaway, was that it's more durable than I thought it would be, and it's also thinner than I thought it would be in a weird way. I thought it would be like a thicker cardboard.
What I want to know specifically is, how does it sound when you're reeling up a big fish? Does it just sound like garbage cardboard rubbing on cardboard?
man, that's kind of tough to say because it was real loud.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like, if you're playing with the Switch volume up, there's a lot of sound effects like for the clicking of the reel and stuff
really?
like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you are going to be hearing a lot of cardboard. The robot backpack that you wear, which is another weird thing. I don't know. I just assumed, even though when they first showed it, like you can realize that this isn't how it works. It's not motion controls, right? You're not like holding a Joy-Con in your hand and it's tracking that to be the robot. There's 4 pulleys in your backpack, and basically a camera is watching what level those pulleys are out. So like
for precision.
Yeah. So the way you're playing is like instead of like doing like a punch motion like you would with a Wii or a Joy-Con, what you're doing is pulling a rope with your hands and then pulling a rope with your feet to like walk around.
That's how robots work.
Yeah.
It was a weird system, and I didn't. It kind of plays almost as you would expect it would, where it was kind of like, I mean, kinda, yeah. Like I don't want to be too harsh on it because I had a good time like stomping around and blowing up buildings, but it was more like I was instead of using motion controls, it was more like I was manipulating a controller in a weird way. It's like I was manipulating a controller with
were
string.
the controller.
It was more. I felt more like a puppet than
You were
like
a
motion
marionette.
control.
You're controlling a marionette that was playing with a 360 pad.
Kind of. Yeah, honestly, like it's closer. It's closer to that than just like straight motion controls.
Yeah.
Which made it kind of interesting and different.
Cardboard, more like crapboard, right?
It's interesting. Pacific Rim, Pacific Dim.
You won't be bored with this card.
What did you think overall? Did you have a takeaway after so much time playing with Labo?
It's really cool. Like it is just cool technology. Like you're giving me this weird face.
Because like Reese mentioned, it's silly to think of cardboard as cool technology.
Yeah, it is, but like I guess it's just like it shows that the Joy-Cons are capable of so much more than I thought they were.
Yeah.
Like just the HD rumble, like with the different pitches of rumbling and how much the IR camera is like integrated into this system, and then like being able to scan shapes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the thing that I'm like most interested in seeing is they have a Toy-Con Garage, which I think they've shown off a little bit in trailers, but it's basically a visual programming language that lets you change any element of like any Toy-Con. And like a simple thing that they showed is like those RC cars that where it vibrates on one side, they like changed the programming so that you could use the fishing rod motion to like control the RC car. Like you could rotate the fishing rod.
So there's gonna be some freaky ass coming.
It's gonna be insane. Like they made a bunch of different instruments using the programming and like taped the Switch screen to like brooms and stuff to like so you could pantomime a guitar. I think they've shown this online, but they even showed like stuff that they'd made in house where someone made like a vending machine out of cardboard somehow.
What?
And then like they like I don't even know how it works exactly, but I think like they set it up so like the controller would vibrate and open like a trap door to like drop out a soda.
This
cardboard
This
soda?
is life-sized?
What they showed is like if you can imagine a mini fridge sized box, and then they had integrated the Switch into it so that you could press like a button on the screen and it would send out like a soda for you.
Okay.
And
Did
then
you
like
have your daughter reach up in there and see if she could get
they didn't
one?
have
Or
it
was that-
there. It was
Oh.
just a video.
Get your arm stuck in it.
But I'm really because like we've seen like there's like little programming languages in like Little Big Planet and Minecraft, but to take that and apply it to like physical cardboard,
it's cool.
I'm really fascinated to see what people do with it.
Yeah,
like it's
for
going to be
sure.
really crazy. And I think that the Toy-Con Garage like programming language is going to go deeper than any of us are really expecting it to. Like it really gives you full control over every element of the Switch.
Thank you so much for watching this excerpt from the Game Informer Show podcast. You can subscribe to the audio version and listen to new episodes airing every Thursday. We cover big games on the horizon, games that we've just reviewed. We have long-form developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So check it out every Thursday.